What's up, guys? It's your boys Wookie back with another Chris Watts video to add to the collection of our Watts evidence. Nicole Kessinger evidence. And this one has been a big, huge discrepancy up in the air over and over and over about the neighbor's video camera that shows two people in this video. And people keep saying that there's only one, that Chris puts on boots and whatever have you. There's two different boots. There's two different pants. There's on one boobage, okay? I'm telling you that there's two different people here, and people keep saying that or some people have stated that there's only one. So for educational purposes and for more cross examination, we're going to look at this with a fine-tooth comb. So grab a chair, grab some popcorn, and let's get into this about Nate's camera of the next door neighbor's footage. Was there one person or two people that morning in the front driveway? Let's take a look. If you guys are new to my channel, if you guys are returning and have not subscribed yet, make sure you guys subscribe right now by hitting that wiper icon down at the bottom right. Hit the bell icon next to it. So I do post videos like this one. You guys will get that little ring notification that Wookie myself has posted that video. And then you guys can watch, comment, like, and share. And again, thank you so very much for that continued love and support that you guys are continuously doing on this channel. We're so close to 50,000 subscribers and our first huge giveaway. And I can't wait to see what the future holds. And once we get to 100,000 subscribers, all of us will be getting that play button together. And I can't wait to see that. But also, speaking of support, go over to Geneva, a great YouTube channel I've been using for, or watching, I shouldn't say using, watching for quite a long time. I've used their content a couple times to show not cross-contamination, but cross-referencing of ideas and theories and for educational purposes. So definitely go over to their channel, give them some love, subscribe, comment, like, and share. They are close to 100,000 subscribers as well. I would love to see another channel go to 100K. So go over there, give them some love. But without further ado, let's get the video.
Hello, everyone. Well, I dug my way down the Watts rabbit hole today.
It's hard to get out.
So all of us can try to decide if there were any accomplices on that fateful morning.
Yes, Nicole has
I'm going
no
to
alibi.
be comparing the walk from the first walk that walked out of the garage before Chris started loading up his truck that morning. So make sure you pay attention.
Wow. She goes right from the light. She puts it right at the light. Dang.
This is going to be a good one.
She's got on point.
This is the walk I'm talking about.
Which we've watched.
Here it is in slow motion. And here's a close-up of slow motion. Now here is walking into the interview room.
Watch the purse.
And slow motion.
Wow, she breaks this down like to a T. Look at this. Look at the legs.
And walking out of the interview room.
I've done this exact same thing, but I didn't compare. See, look at the legs.
And slow motion.
Look how thin they are. And her bag. Watch the bag.
Now let's do a replay of those.
That's Chris. Right? Because I saw a purse there for a second. I could be wrong. Why can't these cameras be 4K?
Now here's Chris at the gas station.
Wow, she got the gas.
And slow motion.
See, that's Chris right there.
Now let's compare
That's
and
Chris.
replay.
This is Chris right now. Is he wearing socks with flip-flops? That's the night he went out with Nicole. No, he's not wearing flip-flops. See, that walk is that walk. Yeah, it's got the same, he's got the same lead and said, I've watched this so many times. You feel like you know it, and then you're like, nah, and then you like question yourself. And then people say this video is doctored, which, why would it be doctored? Just curious reason.
Now I'm moving on to Chris's movements around the truck that morning. Comparing it and slow motion.
Just all got his pants on. See, baggy pants. Big, thick, baggy pants. Somebody says you can see sheets over here, but I don't ever see the sheet. And then under here, you don't see him struggling. Man. And then that's where people think that they saw a red car. I still think it's the next door neighbor that came out and then whoop that way. This is Chris right here. This is the only time he backs up his truck. Because everybody else says that he never backs his truck up into the garage. I think it was a diversion for the back. Everybody's like, well, why was one daylight when it... See... different pants, different shoes, different boots, different, like, help, guys.
Now, this part when she leaves, I found quite interesting. I didn't notice this before, but she says, "You think he's going to take this all the way to trial?" And he says, "I do right now." She says, "Have they done the discoveries yet?" He says, "No, they have some stuff." She says, "Do you think that's gonna change when they get those?" And there was not enough time for him to reply back by her next question of, "Do they know I'm like one of your witnesses?" Basically trying to prove her point is that she wants to make sure in their eyes that she's not a suspect.
That time, if there's anything new, we can talk about it then.
That's a good catch right there.
I do, right now.
Have they gotten no discoveries yet?
No. They have some stuff.
Do you think that's gonna change when they get those? Do they know that I'm like one of your witnesses?
Yeah.
That's a good catch, though.
Do they know what you said yet? No.
Interesting. Why would you say that if you're not trying to...
And for this reason, I wanted to point this out. When Chris walks away from his car door, it looks like he may have shut the door and the lights went out. But then when he's at the back of the truck walking towards the front of the truck, magically that door opens. How did that door get open and those lights turn on if he's in the back? So not only are we suspicious about that first person walking out the garage, because that shouldn't have been the first person walking out of the garage, because that camera had to be triggered by other movement for it to even come on. So it's possible Chris had already walked in front of the camera, triggered it, he gets into the truck, and then the second person walks out of the garage. I've explained this in my other video. Now we'll slow it down for you.
Because the lights go on and he's already in the backpack. Lights don't just go on like that unless somebody's at the wheel or a door opens up. The kids aren't out there yet. And the kids were alive when they left. As you can see at the bottom of here, where my mouse is, little, like, see, okay, see that? Then you see a little one later on, a little shadow, and he bends down to pick her up. So he's back there.
Now these are the screen grabs of these different footsteps, so we can see the gaits of these human beings, the footstep lengths, the leg lengths, just to compare and see if we notice anything different or similarities.
Some have similarities, but there are differences.
Now this part here is a little bit mind-blowing. So what I did here when the camera was zoomed in...
See, I'm sorry, but this guy right here, you don't see much on the chest part. You look here, you got boobage. I'm just saying, I could be wrong. Boobage is an okay word on YouTube, right? You see boobage. Just saying.
I took this ruler and placed it right below that big light right there. And it's obvious that their head is in that light space. And just at the angle of the camera and how far away it is, we can't actually see their heads. But you know damn well we can see those black fucking sweaters. So I took it to the bottom of the light and I brought it down. Now what I want you to focus on is the end of the sweater. And where the arrow is, it's almost down to 3 inches long on the ruler itself, on the left side photo. And I made the other ruler a little bit lighter, that way I'm not covering up the rest of the black sweater. I'm covering up just lightly over the jeans. Now if you look at the right photo, that black sweater extends a little bit longer, doesn't it? And remember, the photo on the left is when it was dark outside. This was the person walking out of the garage, the very first person that we had seen walking out of the garage. In the photo on the right, as you could tell, it's much brighter because the sun was coming up. This was where Chris was walking to his truck to drive away with his dead family in his truck. So now we know that those sweaters are not the same length. So let's say the person in the left photo has longer legs and a shorter torso than the picture on the right. The picture on the right, this person looks like they have shorter legs and a longer torso.
But women like to have
and the sweater is stretching down more than the other one.
Plus you see boobage.
Now, in case this whole
you see boobage and you see long black hair.
Setting is a little different, it may be tricky on the eyes.
It could be.
And that big old bright light, I'm going to move the ruler over so you can see this at a different angle. Now this one I moved over.
So she puts it right underneath that white mark right there. So I see what she did. She put it underneath the white mark.
Move the ruler underneath that little white box that's on the wall there. That way, in case these people's heads were confusing this light and my ruler, that at least I could be more accurate with this little white thing on the wall. So once again, once you drop that down, bring the other ruler in, you can see at the arrow it's pointing at 3 inches again. And the other one is at 4 inches. So there's still a big difference in that sweater length. So the question is...
Because you can't tell me that Ring camera didn't see any of this. Come on.
Is this the same sweater as the first person walking out? Is this the same person that's walking in and out? This is a decision I will leave in your hands.
You can see it right here.
I think you can catch my drift on where I'm going with this.
I catch your drift, girl.
I just thought this was really, really important to bring to the public's eye. Now I'm going to give you a little education trip. Because if you know anything about my channel or my videos that I do on the Watts case, I investigate, I like to learn, I love to bring you guys the facts because it's extremely important to stick to the facts and what we have on hand. And I always like to dig a little bit deeper than anyone else does and bring you guys something else to absorb that the other creators do not. Alright, so I used the word gait earlier. Now this gait means the way a person walks. An abnormal gait or gait abnormally occurs when the body system that controls the way a person walks do not function in the usual way. This may happen due to any of the following reasons: illnesses, genetic factors, injury, abnormals in the legs and feet. Now, I don't know if you guys noticed by the way Chris Watts walked in the examples that I gave you, but he does kind of have a waddling gait. He does kind of sway his body while he's walking, which is normal for men. I think a lot of men do that.
We do.
And don't get that confused with a pregnancy waddle. It's a little bit different. That's not what I'm talking about. So as this says, the waddling gait, as the name suggests, a person with a waddling gait moves from side to side when walking. Waddling involves taking short steps as well as swinging the body. Here's another example: waddling gait, a duck-like walk that may appear in childhood or later in life. Now the foot strike, which I think every different walk and gait in this video that I've showed you is pretty much the same type of foot strike. So it's how the foot contacts the ground, specifically which part of the foot first
Man,
contacts
she
the ground.
dove in it.
So you have the forefoot strike, which is toe to heel, ball of foot lands first. Midfoot strike, which is heel and ball land simultaneously. And heel strike, which is heel to toe, heel of foot lands, then plantar flexes to ball, which I think in this entire video, they all pretty much look like the heel strike. Now, this was extremely important for this video, and the differences I was trying to show you is that there are gender differences in the human gait patterns. Females tend to walk with smaller step width and more of a pelvic movement. The gait analysis generally takes
Women like to move with their butt. It just happens. They just move with their booty.
Gender into
Men move with
consideration. Gender
their
differences
chest.
in human gait can be
That's where they waddle.
explored using the demonstration created by Biomotion Laboratory at Queen's University, Kingston, Canada. And if you noticed with NK's gait in the interview room, she takes very small steps, is what this is referring to. And then Chris Watts takes very wide steps. Now, some report that males and females walk at the same walking speed, but that females walk with a shorter step length. And some conclude that females walk more slowly than males and have a shorter step length, like I just explained.
Yep.
The significant differences were found in the gait cycle phases: the stance, the swing, the SLS, the DLS, and the foot placement angle. A study by Kerrigan reported that healthy males who walked at the same walking speed as females demonstrated a lower cadence and longer step length than the females. So now that you can understand what the human gait is all about, I'll give you guys another view real quick of the different ones that I showed you earlier, and you guys can make up your own minds on whether or not this is one person or two people, two separate people walking out of the garage that fateful morning. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video.
I did.
I'm really interested in what you guys are going to be saying down in the comment section. And if you agree with me and my video or otherwise. As always, let's keep it respectful down in the comment section. I hope you guys have a great day, and thank you for watching.
I enjoyed this. I don't know about you guys, but I would love to know your guys' partake on this for educational purposes. Was there two people that day in that front? Was there one or two? Because obviously, again, Nicole doesn't have an alibi. Her truck was seen that morning. Her phone pinged in Frederick, Colorado. She didn't show up to work in the morning. So from 5, well, technically, when she was at home until 2 to 3 o'clock in the afternoon the next day, there's a big chunk where we don't know where Nicole Kessinger is. And you know what would solve that? If they brought her in and interrogated her properly, asked her these questions that they should have done before, and either pushed them aside as looked at and not sufficient, or looked at it as in guilty. But they just took it and was like, come on. So you guys, I'd love to hear you guys' partake on this. For the new people that are here, the people that have been here for quite a while, is this two different people or is this one person? Comment below, because I still think to this day that Chris was not alone. Chris was there with somebody. There's a whole bunch of evidence that support it, but yet nobody's looking at it at the legal side of it, and which is very upsetting, to say the least. So again, thank you guys for watching. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Don't forget to subscribe so we can get to that 100K goal. And we'll see you guys in the next one. So keep it real, keep safe, and as always, keep nerding on, and we'll see you guys next time.